What's going on, everybody? RJ Ochoa here from SB Nation's bloggingtheboys.com. Hope all is well wherever you are. We hope you're happy, safe, healthy, and we have a very special surprise in store for you today. In fact, we have a very special surprise for you this entire week. We have lots of fun interviews coming your way throughout the lead up to the Super Bowl, starting with Jacksonville Jaguars quarterback Trevor Lawrence. That's what you're about to see. Kind of. A bit of a note here from me specifically. I forgot to turn my video on for about the first 8 minutes. So if you see, when you see it cutting to me and it's just my name, that was an accident. We do talk about it. I make a joke. Trevor's really nice. So apologies. You do get to see Trevor in all his glory, though. So without further ado, here he is, Jacksonville Jaguars quarterback Trevor Lawrence. Pleased to be joined now by the one, the only. You know him, you love him. I have a lot of questions about a lot of different things, hopefully things he hasn't been asked about, maybe to this point in his whole life. Jacksonville Jaguars quarterback Trevor Lawrence. Trevor, thank you so much for taking the time to join us during Super Bowl week.
I appreciate you guys having me.
What is your least favorite thing or subject to be asked about? You do this a lot, so I want to avoid that. I'm here to serve you.
Least favorite, man, it's tough. I think I've gotten so many questions about, I'd say, my rookie year. That's probably at this point my least favorite currently. I'd say it changes whatever period of life I'm in, but that's for some reason, after year two, still get a lot of questions about that. So that's one that gets a little old. So I'd say that topic in general.
I think about that a lot. Now, this doesn't apply to you anymore, but I mean, you were the number one overall pick, so that's a little bit of a different life. But from the moment your time at Clemson ends and you're entering the draft, it like doesn't stop, right? Like all the pre-draft stuff, even though a lot of people are I'm sure telling you like what's going to happen, but then, you're drafted and you're a rookie and you got to catch up and learn the playbook and everything and blah, blah, blah. Like, I feel like you don't get to take a full breath until after your rookie season ends. Is that fair to say?
Definitely. I mean, everyone told me coming in, your rookie year is going to be the longest year of your career, just because you go from, like you said, you go from a college season to straight to training, and then to all the combine or draft prep, whatever it may be, interviews, all that, and then you go to rookie mini camp, then OTAs, and then you got to sometimes you got to come back early for camp if you're a rookie. All those things. So you really get maybe a couple weeks out of that whole year to actually have a little bit of time, and you're still trying to learn the new system and all that. So it's a long year. Definitely. I would agree with that, especially comparing it to my second year. It's a much longer year.
So basically, I know what life is like in the NFL. Trevor Lawrence's words, not mine. So I work for SB Nation and I run our Dallas Cowboys side. I will ask you about that game. That was a rough afternoon for me on the internet, although I'm sure it was a wonderful time for you. But I did ask our Jacksonville Jaguars community, Big Cat Country. I don't know how much of them you've seen on the internet. But I said, hey, I'm going to be talking to Trevor. He and I are best friends now. What do you want to know from him? Their first question was, what was the biggest difference between your rookie year and your second year? So I'm not going to ask that. But their second question was, what was your favorite play that you audible to throughout the year? And you can take us as in-depth on that as you want.
Favorite play?
Specifically, though, that you audible to. So no disrespect to Doug or anybody, but this was something that was all Trevor.
So I have, I mean, one is, okay. So we had a few good ones. I would say my favorite was against Dallas, was one of my favorites. I checked a shot to Christian down the field. It was on their sideline. I don't know, maybe the second or third quarter. Can't remember exactly when, but basically they were playing man, and we had a linebacker matched up on Christian and got to our kind of slot fade play that we wanted, and that was a cool check. There's some other ones that I can't take credit for, but we had a nice one against the Chargers that was, we were in tempo, so we were in no huddle. I had a certain play called, and then upstairs they saw the look we wanted for our shot. That was the long touchdown to Zay later in that game. That was a sick check, but I can't take credit for that one. I had some help there.
Do you ever feel like as the quarterback that there are some things that maybe you get credit for that I don't want to say you don't deserve credit for, but like to use the Dallas game as an example, like that game ends on a pick six, right? Like you're not on the field for that. Like, not that you didn't do anything. Believe me, I'm very well aware of how great you were against the Cowboys. But do you ever feel like, hey, this is a team game, and I wish you guys would give credit to my teammates sometimes?
Definitely. I mean, it's just, and guys that play know this. It's just the nature of what we do. For some reason, quarterbacks get too much credit and too much blame sometimes. So like you said, that game, we come back and win that game, and people label it as, oh, Trevor, came back and won. And yeah, I mean, I had a pretty good game. Also had some mistakes that the defense was able to overcome and really gave us a chance to win. So it goes both ways. They won that game for us, so I agree. I mean, it's definitely, you get too much praise and too much blame at times.
This is my only question on the Cowboys specifically. When did you, I don't say no, but when did you think y'all were going to win that game? Because I mean, I was already, we were keeping tabs on the Eagles and they were playing the Bears that day. And Trevor, I had my whole week playing, dude. I was like, all right, we're rolling into Christmas. Like, this is going to be awesome. Trevor Lawrence is great and everything, but like, we're going to be able to be on easy street. And then you ruined it all. So when did you feel like the Jaguars are going to win that game?
Honestly, I never felt like we were completely out of it because just the flow of the game, we just weren't clicking, but we were still kind of hanging around. We just needed a few plays. So really, after that long touchdown to say, that was when I knew, I think that put us within 10. We were down 17, then that touchdown, we were down 10. So after we scored there, we had some momentum, and I really felt like, all right, defense is going to get a stop. And then we went down and scored. And obviously after that, it's a one-score game, it's a 3-point game. I knew we were right back in it and had the confidence that we were going to go win it.
Thanks for making me relive that. That really sucked. Trevor, so everybody has known you for football forever at this point in time. Obviously, the time that comes in. What is another game you like? And it can be any game. Like, you don't have to give me like NBA. Like, if you like solitaire, if maybe you have the new Hogwarts game on your like PlayStation or Xbox. Like, what is a game that Trevor Lawrence enjoys that isn't football?
Yeah, a couple of different answers there. I love playing cards, so we do that every week, usually Saturday nights in the hotel, before games, all that. So love playing cards. Play golf. Enjoy playing golf in the off season. Don't get to play much.
Good spot for that now.
Yeah, golf capital down here in Jacksonville, so I love it. But so play that a lot, and then actually, it's ironic because the reason I'm here is about P&G Battle of the Paddles, but I enjoy playing ping pong as well. We play a lot during the season. We got a table in the locker room.
Well, so I mean, you play ping pong, whatever. Most people play in college. Your college life was not similar to anybody else's. I went to Texas A&M, so ask Christian. The ping pong tables in College Station, they're the best. But you are here on behalf of Head and Shoulders, P&G Battle of the Paddles. Tell us everything about what are you doing? Like P&G, just give us the full 101.
Yeah, so like you said, it's the first ever P&G Battle of the Paddles. We're taking 8 NFL players and we're playing head-to-head a tournament to see who wins. And we're all representing different brands. Everyone's representing something different. Ironically, I got Head and Shoulders, which, fits perfectly. So people have been asking me for a couple years now, like, when am I going to do a hair product, a shampoo? When am I going to do anything with something like that? So this is kind of my first one. So I'm excited. And the slogan is never not working. So, whether that's football or ping pong, like tomorrow night, we're never not working. And I want to be represented by a product that works as hard as I do. So I'm pumped. It's going to be awesome. People can tune in if they don't know, people can tune in at 7 p.m. Eastern on Twitch Sports. It's going to be live streamed. So it's going to be a great time. Some guys are already talking trash. I'm excited to play. Twitch.tv/Twitch Sports and Amazon.com/deals. Like you said, 7 p.m. Eastern on Wednesday, February 8th. It's obviously a really fun week. Ping pong is kind of a universal thing. Do you feel pressure? Like, cause I just think about life as a number 1 overall pick. And the closest I've ever come is like Madden career mode. Like, I bet people expect you to be good at everything. So like, if you're not the best at something like ping pong, is that kind of a weird moment for you? Definitely, there's a little bit of pressure, especially when there's something on the line. We've played a lot. Like I said, we play a lot in the locker room, and when there's something on the line, especially even just pride, you're playing against a guy that you want to be. You feel that pressure, and it's intense. So it's definitely going to be there. But that's what makes it fun. Like, I don't know if I'm the best ping pong player. We'll see on Wednesday, but I feel like I got a shot. I've been training for this all year. We've played enough ping pong in the locker room, so I should have a shot.
Trevor, I also have a shot to kind of come to terms on something. I just realized that I don't have my video on. Holy crap. I can't believe why didn't you tell me? You should have told me that I didn't have my video on. So now our audience gets to see it. I thought, so like normally when I do these things, people see my background and they understand the Cowboys thing. So maybe that's a little bit more obvious at this point in time.
I was gonna ask, so I thought I just thought I wasn't on video for this long, because I thought I was initially, and then if you weren't on, so I don't know. I haven't been doing anything crazy in the background, but I didn't even realize I was going to be on camera. So.
I've done things like that before where I've been the one person on camera and like the other person hasn't been, and I have felt very awkward. So if I made you feel awkward, first of all, kind of cool for me, but second of all, apologies. So yeah, I've got the video going out. The YouTube audience will get to see this mistake. The podcast audience obviously is none the wiser. Okay, but so now that we're all straight away for the final few minutes here, you talked about you play in the locker room. Who are you looking forward to playing ping pong against in this specific battle? Who are you mentioned the 8 players, you're obviously one of them. Who are you most looking forward to squaring off against?
Yeah, probably Jared. You know, he's obviously another quarterback. Our paths have crossed a couple times. Have a lot of respect for him. Enjoyed getting to know him, but I've heard he's been talking a little bit of smack about the game coming up, about the ping pong match. So I'm excited. Hopefully we get a chance to cross paths if we're both still going at that point in the tournament.
I was going to ask you who the best trash talker is that you've come across in your day, but like that's such a lame question. But I mean, if you want to answer it, well, in anything in life, I mean, you play in the NFL, dude. You played some big time college football, so I mean, like, I'm sure you hear stuff about your hair. Like, you got to hear the same stuff over and over and over again.
There's some good ones. I mean, ping pong. I'll start there because it's kind of funny. But CJ Beathard, one of our quarterbacks here, he is he's the best ping pong player on the team, so he's kind of earned the right to talk, but he's the best trash talker. He gets under your skin. He really makes you mad when you're playing, so he's good. Brandon Graham on the field, Brandon is pretty good too. I think he's kind of notorious for it, but there's a lot of guys.
Have you ever said anything that you're like, because you seem pretty nice, and I could, at this point, you and I were pretty close. So, like, have you ever said something that I would feel really guilty? Like, I'm somebody like that. Like, if I said something like, "Man, that wasn't cool," you know, like after I threw a touchdown or something, like, dude, it's just heat of the moment. Like, have you ever felt bad about something that you said in the spirit of battle?
Not really. You know, I think there's a common like understanding of when you're in between those lines, it's a little bit different. And I mean, I will talk a little bit when you get going, when you get juiced up for the game. My personality on the field is different than it is like right now off the field. Like you can ask my teammates and guys that know me. But I think there's just that understanding. Like you see a guy after the game, you're going up saying what's up. No one's thinking about it. It depends how far you cross the line. Like, I mean, I don't really do that. So I think it depends. It's all in good fun. It's part of the sport.
Trevor, I'm trying to understand life as an NFL player through you. And obviously I'm very vulnerable with the video mishap that we had. So something I think about a lot is like what I would feel like wearing certain uniforms and certain helmets. So I do want to give our Jaguars community something. What is your favorite variation of the Jaguars uniform? Like what tops, what bottoms? Like when you see in the locker room, you're like, oh, hell yeah, like this is the day.
All teal.
You like the all teal?
But it's tough because I love all teal. I think a fair share of the guys like all teal, but the big guys up front, they don't like it. They don't like how the all teal kind of I guess shows everything in their words. So they're not a big fan of those. So I try to get it in when I can, but if the equipment guys ask me what I want to wear, I try to pick something that everybody likes. But all teal and all white are my favorites, and all black. I like just solid when everything's the same color.
So if you go all teal or all white, you go in black socks? Because you can't go like teal socks. That'd be too much.
It depends. Sometimes I go teal socks. I mean, usually it's the shoes that I switch up. So it'll be solid. It'll be teal. So jersey, pants, socks. And then I'll wear either teal and white cleats, or I'll wear white cleats with teal stripes. So that's usually what I do.
That's cool. I do also think the weather has a little bit to do with it, but the time that the game happens also, like night game is different than noon game or something like that. Did you notice that the Chargers in your playoff game had all black cleats? Did you hear this or see anything about this story?
No, I didn't notice. They were all wearing all black cleats?
Yeah, dude, it was super cool. I mean, look, full disclosure, at the begining, I was kind of rooting for them because I really like that. But it was like an ode to the 90s Bulls because they used to wear all black shoes, like when it was like battle time. So it's kind of a cool thing. You ruined it again, like way to just like ruin everybody's fun. But it was a cool little thing that you guys kind of put to an end. So maybe you bring that up, at some point in the future.
Yeah, I had no idea. You taught me something, so that's another thing to know.
Trevor Lawrence, sorry about the video thing, but really looking forward to watching you once again. Twitch.tv/Twitch Sports and Amazon.com/deals. Wednesday, February 8th at 7 p.m. Eastern. You are representing Head and Shoulders in the P&G Battle of the Paddles. If you don't win, well, I'll be really mad because we're rooting for you now.
Appreciate you, man. Enjoyed spending some time.
Thanks a lot, Trevor. Have a good day.
Thanks, RJ. See you, man.